Good afternoon, students. Today we're going to talk about inequalities, and we're going to look at what an inequality is. So, equal or unequal? An equation is a math statement when both sides of the statement are equal to each other. So it contains an equal sign. So right here, how we have an equal sign, it contains an equal sign. So that is what an equation is. An inequality is when both sides of the statement are not equal to each other. So it does not contain an equal sign. So if we look right here, so that's saying that 10 does not equal 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, because that is actually 15, and they do not equal each other. Okay? Up here, they're equal because 10 does equal 5 plus 3 plus 2, because 5 plus 3 plus 2 is 10, and it equals 10. Okay, so those do equal one another. Now, let's look at inequality signs. Okay, we do not use an equal sign. We use greater than or equal to, less than, and less than or equal to. Remember, this line underneath the inequality right here just means equal to. Okay, that's all it means, is equal to. Don't forget this. The bigger side of the sign is on the same side as the bigger number, and that the smaller side of the sign is on the same side as the smaller number. So for example, 10 is smaller than 15, so the smaller side of the sign is going to go on the 10, and the larger side is going to go on the 15. For another example is negative. Remember, negative, the closer to 0, the bigger the number. So negative 4 is going to be greater than negative 12. Okay? Let's try some. We have 3 and 5, so 3 is less than 5. 22 is greater than 10. Negative 10 is going to be less than 4. 2 is less than 7. Negative 65 is less than negative 62, because remember, negative 62 is closer to 0. And 32.3 is less than 32.5, okay, because of the decimal. So, our friend, the number line. A number line is simply this, a line with numbers on it. So, we use a number line to count and to graphically show numbers. So if we graph x equals 5, we're just going to put a dot on 5. Now, let's look at this. X equals 2. We'll put a dot on 2. X is less than 2, so we're going to do an open circle, and we're going to shade to the left, because everything is less than 2 is going to be included in that. X is less than or equal to 2. Since it's equal to, we're going to put a closed circle, and we're going to shade to the left again. X is greater than 2, open circle, and we're going to shade to the right, because 3, 4, 5, and 6 are greater than 2. The last one, x is greater than or equal to 2. We're going to do a closed circle, and we're going to shade to the right, because again, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are greater than 2. A closed circle indicates we include the number. Okay? An open circle indicates we do not include the number. So by shading in the number line, we are indicating that all numbers in the shaded area are possible answers. So understand, if we have a closed circle, that means our inequality has this line underneath. If we have an open circle, that means our inequality does not have a line underneath. Okay, so make sure that you understand that. Closed circle means line underneath. Open circle means no line underneath. So you try this one. Pause the video and try it. Welcome back. So let's see. It says x is less than or equal to 10. So since it's equal to it, it's going to be a closed circle. And the numbers less than 10 are going to be 9, 8, 7, 6. So we're going to shade to the left. Try this one. Pause it again. Welcome back. Let's see if you got the right answer. So this is x is greater than -4. So it's going to be an open circle because there's no line. And we're going to shade to the right because -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 are greater than -4. Try this one again. Pause the video. Okay, let's see if you got it correct this time. This is x is greater than 200. So it's going to be an open circle because there's no line. And we're going to shade to the right because those are the numbers that are greater than 200. Let's try another one. Pause it again. Welcome back. This says 7 is less than or equal to x. Now, we're going to always read with the x or the variable coming out of our mouth first. So how we're going to read this is we're going to read it as x is greater than or equal to 7. Okay, because we're going to read the variable first. Sorry about my handwriting. Okay, so we're going to read the variable first. So since it's equal to, that means there's going to be a closed dot. And then we're going to shade to the right because 8, 9, and 10 are greater than 7. And remember, we're going to read our variable first, and this says x is greater than or equal to 7. Okay. Do you really understand? Let's see if this makes sense. If I have 3 is less than 9. So if we add 6 to both sides, is the inequality true? Well, is 9 less than 15? Yes, so it is a true statement. We have 10 greater than 4. Let's subtract 3 from both sides. So we have 10 minus 3 is greater than 4 minus 3, which is going to be 7 is greater than 1. Is that true? Oh, yes, it is. 8 is less than 12. Let's multiply both sides by 2. So we multiply both sides by 2 and we have 16 is less than 24. That is still a true statement. Notice that when we multiplied the 8 by 2, we also did it to the other side. Because remember, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. We have 8 is less than 12 again. Now we're going to multiply both sides by -2. Well, then we have -16 is less than -24. Hold on, that's not true anymore. Because remember, negative numbers, closest to 0 is a greater number. So we should actually flip our inequality. And so it should be -16 is greater than -24. So you need to flip the inequality to make this a true statement. So apparently there are a few basic rules we have to follow when solving inequalities. If you break these rules, you will answer the question incorrectly. So don't break the rules. Rule number 1 is don't forget who the bigger number is. So for example, 9 greater than x. But remember, we're going to read x first. So x is less than 9. It is okay to rewrite the statement as x is less than 9 if you would like. Okay, but remember, we're always going to read the variable first. Okay, if 9 is bigger than x, that means that x is smaller than 9. So you can rewrite it. Rule number 2, and the most important rule. Rule number 2, remember when multiplying or dividing by a negative number, reverse the inequality sign. So if we divide both sides, and it's just like solving equations. So I'm going to get rid of this negative 5 that's next to x. So I'm going to divide by negative 5 on both sides, and my 5's are going to cancel out over here. And so because I divided by a negative number, I will flip my inequality sign. Sorry. I will change my inequality sign. So if you look, it went from greater than to less than sign. So in 15 divided by negative 5 is negative 3. So now my statement is x is greater than negative 3. So if I was to put this on a number line, I would put negative 3 in the middle. This is negative 2 because remember closest is 0. And 4. Now would it be an open or closed circle? Yes, it'd be an open circle because there's no line. And then I would shade to the right because x is greater than negative 3. Remember, we're always going to start with the variable first. So remember those two rules. And I think we're done for this evening. So remember to take notes. Remember, they have to be Cornell style. I'm going to skip through this. Okay, remember your notes have to be Cornell style. Okay, so they have to have the, okay, again, make sure that you take notes. If you didn't take notes, you got to start it all the way at the beginning and take your notes. Have a good evening. Bye.